Hello everybody, my name is Res Tripled, and today I'm doing something a little different. Earlier in my other Trackmania videos that were from a while back, a couple of months ago, I said that I'd be showcasing a couple of the tracks that I created in the Track Creator. So I'll be doing that, but with the talking part, I'm going to be talking about a very interesting topic, at least to me. So as we know, the Nintendo Switch is coming out this March, and in it, Mario Kart 8 is getting a port. But with this, it's getting a huge addition to the already existing content. And based on an image I saw or something, they said there was going to be like 24 courses and 10 characters. I could be wrong, but what I want to do today is I want to give either predictions or things I want to see if they were going to do this. So we're going to go right into the first track here, and I'm going to start now. Disclaimer that none of this is confirmed. This is just me talking. I'm going to start off with my characters because we already saw one in the trailer for the Nintendo Switch port, and basically this was King Boo. I was very excited to see him on there, and I didn't know if it was real or not until I saw the official trailer, because I saw some like clips and stuff people had posted before watching the actual Switch trailer. Now, a lot of the characters that I think would come back are, like I said, characters that would come back like they've previously been in a game. Now, easily I'm going to get the least wanted one out of the way. I really think Birdo is going to make an appearance, even though that I'm not a big fan of him, her, whatever the hell he is. It is. I was actually a big fan of the Wiggler character, so I'd like to see him come back. That'd be really funny. Or cool. I mean, I like to use them as like a joke or something, try to make crazy combinations with the vehicles and such. But also Bowser Jr. I strongly think is going to be pulled in, especially since with the existence of the Koopalings in Mario Kart 8. He just needs to come in and make the whole thing complete. Also, I think Diddy Kong is going to make an appearance. That would be super cool. I don't know what else to say there on that part. Also, another character that people have been wanting for a long time is Petey Piranha. He was in Double Dash and never came back. And then, of course, there's the big popular like fan choice, Dry Bones. Like, no one knows where he went. He was popular in the other games. He wasn't in 7, and now he wasn't in 8. So it's like, where the hell is he? I'd like to see him come back. Now, also, Mario Kart is starting to do crossover kind of things, and with other Nintendo franchises. So I thought it would be cool to, like, these next 3 are ones that I strongly think would be good crossovers for Mario Kart. First of all, I think Kirby would be cool, because it would keep in with the that happy, delightful theme and everything like that, and it would fit very well in with the round of tracks that and the theme that Mario Kart 8 has to offer. Also, going along with this theme as well, I think maybe Pikachu? Maybe? I mean, of course he's an animal, he probably doesn't know how to drive, but then again, he's in Smash and other games like that, he's a big icon, he's iconic. I think he'd be a great addition. And last but not least, I think Fox would be a great addition, because his character model is about the same size as some of the medium class racers, and also, you know, he'd fit in. I don't know, it just feels like it'd be appropriate to have him there. So that's all that I have for characters. I would like to talk about, real quick before we get into tracks, I'd like to get into like possible vehicles that I think could happen, because now we know that vehicles are a returning thing. Well, like some of them have returned from the past games into Mario Kart 8. So the two carts I would like to see come back is the classic dragster from Mario Kart Wii and the Bolt Buggy from 7. It would be a good Now, given that these two things are there, I'd also like to see a new ATV, because we don't have a whole lot of those, and they were introduced to Mario Kart 8. You'd think there'd be a little bit more. Maybe they're a little harder to come up with, I'm not sure. Either way, though, It seems like it would be a good fit. Also, I know I haven't mentioned many bikes, but I'm not a big bike player, so yeah, I mean, any bike would be cool and all, but carts, 4 wheels, yeah, I don't know. Also, real quick, in the trailer that we saw for the Nintendo Switch, we saw that now you can hold 2 items instead of just 1, which is a great returning feature from the past Mario Kart games, which would make the game, I think, a little more balanced, because having 1 item made it almost impossible to catch up. And so now I think we'll actually have a more fluent race, if that makes any sense. But also with this, maybe they'll be bringing back some past items or new ones. I don't know about any new ones. I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head, and I'm not paid to think like that, so I don't really care. But the 3 items that I think would make a really, really good comeback is, first of all, the fake item box. I mean, it's a classic. It's been in almost every Mario Kart game, so where is it, you know? That'd be great to have back. Also, I like the Mega Mushroom from Mario Kart Wii. That was a really fun thing, when you could get all big like that. Now that you can carry 2 items, we could have the Star Mega Mushroom combo again and be an absolute beast. I mean, sometimes that can be very terrifying in Mario Kart Wii. So, yeah, that'd be fun. And also, I was a huge fan of the Tanuki tail in Mario Kart 7. I mean, I know a whole lot of people weren't, but the fact that you could use it as like a shield for the longest time, and also take out those nasty people that like to come at you from behind with Slipstream, all that's fixed with it. Yeah, I mean, it needs to be fixed a little bit, as in where you can't pick up another item while using it, but now with the double system, I think it won't be a problem, because you can have the other item stacked away while the other item still shows in your item box, so you can keep hitting the button while having another item on deck. So, very excited about that. And finally, the last thing I want to talk about is the tracks. Track ideas that I have that could possibly be in there, or whatever the heck you want to do. But I'm not sure about new tracks yet. I mean, how am I supposed to? Those literally come right out of the blue. I have no idea what those could possibly be. But I'll give my little takes on it, whatever the heck I want. So, but first of all, I'm going to go through what I think would be some good ideas and additions to retro tracks, both used and unused. Because, as you know, with the past DLC, they've brought back retro tracks that have been used as retros before. So, I guess that opens up the book to any track, really. So, here we go. Alright. I strongly think that more N64 tracks are going to be put into the game, because not a whole lot were put in, and, well, I mean, a decent amount, but, like, we didn't really see any in the DLC at all, which was a little disappointing, but it was alright, because now we have this coming up, and now there might be more. So my strongest idea that they're going to put in for an N64 track is N64 Wario Stadium. Now, first thing is it hasn't been used yet at all as a retro. It hasn't. I guess they've been saving it for something big, and this is kind of big because it's Mario Kart 8, but it's getting a port to the Switch. So it makes sense in that way, but I mean, also, it's a dirt stadium. I mean, there's lots of bumps and ramps and stuff that go with the trick mechanic. You can easily take out a section and replace it with, like, the anti-gravity, or underwater if you wanted to. There's so much you can do to make it dynamic, which would be insanely awesome to have. So just all in all, I mean, also it's a very big track too, so the first thing that comes to mind with that is it going to be a lap race again, or are they going to turn it into a section race? I really hope they keep it a lap race and just, you know, make it feel a little shorter or something. I don't know, or add some boosts or something. I don't know, increase the speed, just whatever. Just, like, keep it a lap race, because that's what the original charm was with it. It was so big, it was a stadium, and it took a while to do, and that was the fun part about it. Okay, so that was it for N64 Wario Stadium. The next one that I really think would be really cool to have in there is 3DS Maka Woohoo, because really honestly, the 3DS was the first time that section races were released, and this was probably the best one in there. Rainbow Road was a close second, and Woohoo Loop was, I don't know, I didn't like it. But Mako Woohoo felt really cool because you traveled up through a mountain, and at the very end they had the giant glide section at the end. And now that you're going upscaling a mountain and you have that whole sloped cave part, you can easily put in some anti-gravity sections in there to just make it unique and make it a better mountain climb experience than what it is. Also not mentioning is that the background and the atmosphere is super cool in capturing the entire island, Woohoo Island. Like, instead of just going around the whole thing, you go through it and on the mountain. And so seeing that in HD graphics and seeing what they could do with that, maybe put in a few cues to Pilot Wings or, you know, Wii Sports Resort or whatever, but that'd be a cool thing to experience. Alright, on to the third retro track that I think would be really, really cool to have is Wii Moonview Highway. I really liked this track from the Wii, mainly because of all the speed boosts and how quickly you can go through that large open highway section in the map. That stood out to me, actually. I really enjoyed it. It felt like you were flying through a city and that, you know, you were actually going against traffic, and the stakes were high on that because it wasn't an easy track, but it was super fun. And in the beginning, they have the sloped sides that you can drive sideways on. Now, it wasn't very tactical, like, very good tactically wise. But if you decided to turn that into, like, an anti-gravity portion or something and put some spin boost things on there, it could really change the course of the map and how it plays out. Now, for the actual city part where the buildings are, they could do, like, a Toad's Turnpike and make it where you can go on the wall, and that can make it more balanced for other players who don't want to deal with the cars, but of course it would take longer. So you have to think about what you're willing to, what path you want to take, and if you're willing to do it or not. So the next map that I thought is very similar to the last one. It's GCN Mushroom City, and it is another city map. Yes, I know, and that might be a little much, but you never know. You could just space them out. It's 24 tracks. Come on. But, this one also hasn't been used as a retro and was also very, very dynamic. It had the whole, traffic theme again, but not with all the speed boosts. But it did feel good. It did feel good to race on, and it would just be a cool addition. I don't have a whole lot to say about this map other than I'd like to see it. The next one I think on my list that would be super cool to have is the Game Boy Advanced Riverside Park or Lakeside Park. I can't remember which one. I made this list off the top of my head without really looking into anything. Either way, it's the one where it's like if you drifted too far, the bumper would jump you back on the other track. That one was really kind of a challenge because because it allowed, you had to be careful with how you steered and everything. And with the whole anti-gravity feature, you can make it hills and stuff, and you can make it all bumpy, kind of like what they did with Cheeseland. But there's a lot that you could do with a flat track from the Game Boy and Super Nintendo era. And this is probably another example of one that could have some light shined on it like this. So yeah, Game Boy Advance Riverside Park is a very, very high choice for me. Now this one is also something that I would think that lots of people would be very happy to see, including myself. It's a track that many have claimed to be their favorites, and I really think it has a high chance of appearing due to how easy it works with the game mechanics and popularity and uniqueness, and that is DS Waluigi Pinball. Now just think about it. You have anti-gravity, you're in a pinball machine that half the track is sloped anyways. You have all the bumpers and stuff that could easily sneak in some spin boosts. It's too perfect of a fit. I mean, it would probably be in the Mario Kart 8 base game if it wasn't already used as a retro in Mario Kart 7. But now that we're reusing retro tracks, just bring that sucker right on back. This could be something very huge for it. Not to mention HD. Like super HD. Like, we're talking 1080 HD, whatever the fuck it's called, I don't care. But still, it's like, just seeing that, and it's all its glory and everything, it could be really, really, really be an interesting thing to experience. So next, this is the only track from the Super Nintendo I picked, but I think that, like, having a Super Nintendo Bowser's Castle come back would be a good idea. I didn't really pick which one. I just sort of went with it because, well, we got a lot of the Game Boy Bowser's Castles in previous games, but not a whole, like, I don't think any of the Super Nintendo ones, actually. Which, you know, it's another flat track. You can do whatever you want with it. Heck, take one part, slope it upwards. Give it like a Super Mario Galaxy feel for all I care. Make it where it all bends and everything. With a flat track like this, you could literally do anything. And it's Bowser's Castle, so it's a stone road. So once again, you can do anything. Also, it's just a little flashback to the Super Nintendo era, and it stands out from the other tracks. And it's a Bowser's Castle. Who doesn't like a Bowser's Castle? Okay, so this next track that I picked, it works. It works really well with anti-gravity and the whole trick mechanics and stuff. Is GCN Wario Coliseum. It's another big map, so I don't think it'll be sections, but I think they'll just keep the 2-lap system. Now, of course, if they did put this track in there, just one thing I'd say is I'd like the track to be widened a bit, because it did seem thin at certain parts, which did have its good parts to it. And I mean, you can keep some of it, but there were other parts where it just got super annoying, and it got really hard to do. Now, granted, you can make the track wider, and the trade-off is take out the sides that would be on this part. I don't know. But just, I think with all the twisty, winding nature of it, it would very easily fit with anti-gravity features. So, yeah, that's all I really got to say about that. Another one that I think that you could take full advantage of the anti-gravity features is another track from the N64, and this is N64 Banshee Boardwalk. You wanted a haunted boardwalk feel, and you achieved it for the first few times. But now what you can do is you can take it and you can warp the wood to where it kind of floats all over the place, I guess you could say, and that adds to the anti-gravity feature. Not to mention that you have the building where all the bats and stuff come out of, and it could still have its nostalgic feel of all the booze floating around and the giant Cheep Cheep jumping out of nowhere. You can easily fit it in there, warp the wood a little bit, and make it feel a little bit more spooky. And, you know, you could add water effects and stuff and just give it the eerie feel that it deserved the first time. That it did, like, I'm not saying it wasn't golden the first times that it was there. It was a super challenging track, and it is one of my personal favorites. So I would love to see it come back. Okay, so this next track is one that many people wanted to see come back from the Wii, or at least people that I've talked to and communicated with. This is Wii Toad's Factory. Another map that it's not too long, but it's got lots of obstacles and stuff in it, and throwing on the anti-gravity feature and some of maybe like the room where it has the dual straps, like boost straps, one going forward, one going backward, and they kind of did this with the new Rainbow Road for Mario Kart 8, but I want to see it again. Well, no, because you're in normal mode for that too. Yeah, but like anti-gravity all over Toad's Factory. Who wouldn't want that? Not to mention the outside dirt feel and the treacherous mud pit out front with the boost straps. It adds for a fun challenge with everyone. And it's just a fun track. Not to mention the music's kind of cool too. But yeah, I'd really like to see Wii Toad's Factory in there. Okay, so this is another one of just the few good maps that I found off of Mario Kart 7. But the 3DS Shy Guy Bazaar. This map was actually stood out to me a lot, and I sometimes just get on just to play this map. It's one of my personal favorites. I don't know why. The actual map is very simplistic and easy to control. Just the background of it, I guess it's just the creativity of it, the fact that they took a desert map and did something different with it. They gave it a city feel rather than the dune feels, and that's what I think stands out to me. Not to mention the spectacular backgrounds of the floating Shy Guys and the fireworks. It's just a fun map to be on. and you can easily throw in more ramps, more anti-gravity sections, especially when you go on top of the booths on the side. That was always a fun and tricky shortcut to do sometimes, especially considering if you had mushroom items. Now for the final retro track that I think could possibly fit in there. I really think that since instead of making a Mario Kart 9, they just put a port of Mario Kart 8 to the Switch, I really think that they're going to continue their Rainbow Road series. I mean, with Mario Kart 8, we got the N64. With Mario Kart 7, we got the SNES Rainbow Road. And now we have the SNES Rainbow Road and the N64 Rainbow Road and the new Rainbow Road in Mario Kart 8. Why not add one more and continue the series and just have Game Boy Advance's Rainbow Road? I mean, it's another flat Rainbow Road that you can easily do anti-gravity stuff with, or leave it flat. And it had those thunderclouds, which made it very challenging at times. And the sides were lined with bumpers, or in this case, it could just be no sides. Either way, it was a challenging track, and it gets really thin at times, and it was super slippery. So I think it would be a good final Rainbow Road to put into the game. So that's all that I have for retro tracks. Now I have some ideas for new tracks that I want to see, like different ideas. Okay, so I'm going to start my ideas with the ones that aren't going to be like possible, if that makes any sense. But I'm just going to, earlier I said that the characters that I think would make good crossovers was Kirby, Pikachu, and Fox. Now of course we've seen it with the Legend of Zelda DLC and with the Animal Crossing. We've gotten crossover tracks from F-Zero, Legend of Zelda, and Animal Crossing. So of course these characters would come with crossover tracks. Now easily what I gotta say for Fox is Corneria. That's like a given, I think. If Fox was in a Mario Kart, we would get Corneria. Because it's easy. It's your bright city with your green background. It's beautiful, and it's an iconic location in the series. So that would easily fit. With Kirby, there's many worlds Kirby has been in, but I think maybe you could just redo a track from Kirby's Air Ride. No, that wouldn't work because different mechanics and stuff. So I think what they would do is they would do their own take on like a gourmet race kind of thing or something like that, and just a Kirby theme world. Yeah, that's what I got. Not very too creative or too thoughtful, but I mean, there's literally so much you could do with Kirby that it's all out there on the table. With Pikachu, I think that you would just have like a bit of a city or something, and then part of the wilds with, tall grass and stuff. Just iconic things that are iconic to Pokemon. Maybe even a gym or something. I'm not entirely sure, but still, those you need locations for your characters to make it like a truly crossover experience. So those are just some thoughts about that. Anyways, here's some actual thoughts that I think is gonna happen. Mario Kart has done an interesting job of including different themed tracks in their games. However, I think they're going to stick to one of their favorite themes, and I think they're going to put, or at least in my case, in my observations, favorite. I'm not claiming that this is, but I think they're going to add another ice themed track, or snow, because, we got Ice Outpost in one of the DLCs, and we didn't have that many snow-leveled tracks. I mean, we had Mount Wario, and if I'm forgetting one, let me know, but that's what I got. So it's like, another ice one would be fantastic, especially since we have all these other tracks that are very dynamic and everything. Oh, Sherbert Land. It was GameCube Sherbert Land. So see, that's only 3. It's only 3. If you had one more, you'd have 4. Which, Mario Kart Wii had a lot of ice tracks or something like that. Just ice tracks are a favorite of mine, if you haven't told. I love ice tracks. I like the theme of it. And they're usually very challenging because they add unique obstacles like slippery roads or thundering snow boulders or like awesome ramps and stuff. Like DK Summit, where you go up it on the swerving sides with all the boulders and stuff, and then you go down like a ski slalom. So that would be cool to do. Another fun thing, another theme that I really enjoy is beach theme tracks. I would love a beach theme track. Hell, bring back a beach retro track. Bring back in 64 Koopa Beach. I don't know. I don't really think it's that possible. But still, a beach theme would be amazing. Especially since it would contradict with the ice theme almost perfectly. And give it that dynamacy that they want. Or they were shooting for with Mario Kart 8. And it just fits. Not to mention, the musics for beach themes are very calm and peaceful and can add for a very enjoyable race, whether competitively or just fun with friends or family. Another kind of track I want to see, and this might just get taken up by Waluigi Pinball, but I do want to see another casino/circus track. If circus more than anything, because I don't think we've seen that yet. I mean, we saw that in our arcade Mario Kart, but I don't think that counts. But still, this kind of track would be an amazing thing to have, because once again, dynamacy, but also it would be very colorful, and there's a lot that you could do with it, especially have like a magic show incorporated in it or something like that. Then you can put like warped roads or things, and that would be something different and very attractive, I think, to players. So that's something that I would really like to see. So another thing that that this would be interesting is, I know we had Cloud Top Cruise in Mario Kart 8, but I'd like an actual Super Mario Galaxy track, something where it's like it has to play on the gravity, and where you have to go around the planets and stuff and like shoot from planet to planet. I don't know, but just like something like that, where it felt like you were actually in a galaxy, like maybe a road with just like planets floating around it or something. I don't know. That'd be cool to see. Just yeah, maybe like the Starship Mario in the background, or you go through the engine room at one point or time. Just all of that would be really cool to see. There's a lot that they could do with Super Mario Galaxy, considering that there's tons of galaxies within the game. Some of them throwback to other Mario games, and you could just use some of them in a track, or maybe have it be like Animal Crossing, where it's like half of the track is generic and the other half goes on a planet, but there's 4 possible planets and the planet changes every time. That would be very tricky to program, I understand, or to have it run fluently in servers or whatever. I don't know, there might be problems like that in there, but it would be super cool like that. That way it changes the race every time and gives the game the bit of randomness that usually has sometimes. That's a very contradicting sentence. Okay. Now, another track I'd like to see, but this is also, again, very unlikely. I was a huge fan of the GameCube's Dino Jungle, and I don't want it to come back, mainly because, I don't know, I liked it in Mario Kart 7, but it got old quickly. I want a new Dino track, if that'll work. Like, I want something new that has to do with the Dino Jungle world. I don't know, it's just, that whole world is really cool, where it has like the dirt and the water and the mountains and stuff, and it's got the jungle and all the dinosaurs and things. It's just really cool, and the fact that we got to ride on an eel and dolphin shoals in Mario Kart 8, it makes it feel like that, you know, you can why not ride on dinosaurs? That would be super cool. Now, also another world that I would really like to see, and this is probably the last one that I have an idea of. It's like, over the course of all Mario games, there's always been this theme where it's like the big small worlds, where things are either supersized or super tiny, but they all exist in one world. This would be a cool thing to play on in Mario Kart, especially since if they have the item that I said, like the Mega Mushroom, those could just drop out of nowhere on this map, and then that can cause chaos. But also the fact that, like, you can have, like, what if you throw your item through like a panel or something, and all of a sudden it's huge or something. With this world, it's not much on the background detail, I think, that I thought of. It was more of like game mechanics that can throw everything out the door that you know about Mario Kart. But also, it's like, could you imagine like drifting on a giant coin or something? It just sounds super cool that, like, you can be mesmerized by huge things or little things, like you can fly through a giant pipe, or maybe you bounce along the back of a wiggler that's walking or something. I don't know. It just seems like it would be a super cool thing to have, and you could do a lot with it. And not to mention, due to the size, I'm sorry, but to the size of it, it would make it challenging, and it would give something fresh. And lastly, real quick, they said that they were reestablishing battle mode in Mario Kart 8. So I just wanted to real quickly talk about just predictions that I have for battle maps. So of course, first of all, I want to see return is the GameCube Luigi's Mansion. That'd be great. I'm just gonna run through these. 3DS Woohoo Town, N64 Double Deck, and Wii Swamp Desert. I really think that these maps could be strong with the new game's mechanics, and they would be fun to see come back. I think that I had the most fun on these maps, and that's really honestly all that matters. Especially with some of these, they can be in anti-gravity and still work really well. Another one that could work was the GameCube Tilt-A-Whirl, but I think really honestly I prefer the Luigi's Mansion hidden map over that one. Also real quick, I had some ideas for fresh battle tracks, like new ones that could come out. I don't really think these are too strong or very likely, but I'll go through with it. Of course, they had the recurring thing where it had the Nintendo GameCube and the Nintendo DS. Now, they didn't do it for... Did they do it for the Wii? No, I think they just brought back the, whatever. Either way, I think that, like, the Nintendo Switch with the screen and the controllers on the side, it makes it for a rectangular battlefield. And it could work out really well. Not to mention, you could have awesome stuff playing on the screen as well with the new abilities of the Nintendo Switch. Also, like a Candy Course theme would be cool, because it's like the last one we had was Cookie Land, and that was about it. So it'd be really cool to have like another candy-themed kind of map, and you can have underwater and stuff in it too, where you can have that sweet, like, I don't know, was it honey or soda pop in Sweet Canyon? I don't know, I think it was soda. So, you could just have that going around, like geysers and stuff. I don't know, make it sweet. Ha ha ha. I suck at jokes. Another map that would be cool is like, I'm a huge fan of Grumble Volcano, and I was super happy to see it in Mario Kart 8 again. But, here's the thing, it's like, what if you had something going on top of the mountain? Like, what if you had a battle course around the top of the exploding mountain? And, like, the middle part you could jump over and stuff, kind of like Tart Top from Mario Kart DS, but it was Grumble Volcano. And you could have small parts of it break away, just like the racetrack or something like that. And it would be a cool little track that you could see off in the distance of Grumble Volcano or something like that. That'd be cool to see people jumping around. But either way, it would be a cool little thing to do. Just in my opinion. I'm not sure how well it would do. But last and not least, it's like, we've had battle tracks before that have been challenging, but not any of them have been seen as like the highest of high. So it's like, why not make a Rainbow Road that's a battle track? Like, so it's like Rainbow Arena or something like that. Like, you could have it like spinning, holes in it, make it anti-gravity, make it a ball, like a sphere that you're on the inside of. Make it like challenging. Make it something that sticks out, all glittery and sparky and all rainbow and everything. Make it fantastic with like a crowd of astronaut toads watching or something. I don't know. Just it'd be cool to have like a grand spectacular battle stage like that that's shown as like the end of the battles. And the cool thing is, it's like, what if with this battle mode they throw in like, because we have Grand Prix for racing, what if they throw in like a Grand Prix kind of mode for battle, where you go through and you fight in stages and it gets gradually harder and harder or something like that, and this is like the final stage and you have to beat it, and then you can unlock stuff this way too, and that would be super fun, and it would get people more involved in battle mode and make it more competitive because more people would be playing it. I think that would be a cool thing to do. And then of course you could have two different campaigns, one with all the retro tracks and then one with all the new battle maps. What am I talking about? But still, you could have that, and then each of those could have their own trophies or something, or whatever. Okay, so I'm almost done here. Just another thing that I thought would be super cool is with the Mario Kart 7, if you pass someone, you could have their own like Grand Prix scanned. Well, it's like, what if you could make your own Grand Prix based off the given tracks that are shown, and you could post them online? That would be a cool thing to do. It's nothing like super special, but it would be super cool. Also, another thing that I thought of for kart customization is, what if you could change the color of your vehicle parts? Like, customize the colors of it. Like, if you unlock new wheels, you could go into it and set a color palette. Like, for example, standard wheels. They're black, okay? They're just black with the yellow hubcaps on the end. What if you could change the color of the hubcaps, but, like, not the tire? You see what I'm saying? That way, if you have, like, a green car, you can make the hubcaps green, and it would all fit together. Just an idea that I had. And, you know, nothing special. But, also, okay, so, wait, no, not also. Ha! I'm getting all tongue-tied. Anyways, that's all that I got for, like, my Mario Kart 8 port, like, predictions slash things that I think would be cool to go into Mario Kart. I think that this would be a super cool thing to do, but whatever. The Nintendo Direct is this Thursday, the 12th, and you can bet your ass I'll be watching it. And hopefully some stuff gets announced about it. I don't know anything about it yet, other than I think we're pretty sure that King Boo is confirmed. Anyways, if you guys have any ideas or stuff that you want to see, or if you have any thoughts on what I said, just leave them in the comments below. I'm Red Tripled. We'll see you next time. Peace.
You